the former US President, Joe Biden, has been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. Now, the current president, Donald Trump, has wished him a fast recovery, extending his warmest and best wishes to his family via social media. Interesting, because obviously, you know, he's made his views about Joe Biden in the past very clear. And that got us thinking today, you know, should you always offer an olive branch to someone, whoever it is, whether you've got on before, if they have got a bad health diagnosis or if they're unwell? Do you think it's a kind thing to do, or do you think it's a bit hypocritical, maybe?
I think, in this case, it's a bit hypocritical. I'm sure that as the President of the United States, he was compelled or, you know, forced to give some kind of advice, to give some kind of comment. The thing that annoys me is that Donald Trump has been so scathing, and I'm not a Biden fan either, you know, believe me, but has been so scathing about the mental health of Joe Biden. You know, he said some terrible things about his mental health. Whether or not he does have Alzheimer's or not, it's never been confirmed. But he's been really vitriolic about that. So suddenly, because it's a physical diagnosis, he's saying, oh, I feel really sorry for you. And to me, that's complete hypocrisy, because he should have had empathy and sympathy for a man who's clearly struggling, you know, mentally as well. But sometimes it's a difficult thing with this public show. You know, you are criticised if you do, and you're criticised if you don't.
I think as well, if, you know, the president would look very poor
if he didn't.
Yeah, people would look very poorly on that if he didn't make some kind of comment. Because all the leaders, when everything happens like that, leaders of the world will send their condolences. Royalty do it. But Brenda, have you ever had a time in your life where somebody has got in touch with you with condolences? You know, perhaps when Jamal died, or other traumas you've had in your life where you thought, why are you contacting me? I don't even speak to you anymore.
Yeah, that has happened. And, you know, for me, I think it depends on what the reason was that... that we...
right. Right back there.
the mic. The fallout was about. And, yeah, I have had... You know, when I was going through my cancer, I had people messaging me that I hadn't even spoken to for, like, 6 years. And, you know, it was a falling out, so I just didn't understand. And I think it was, you know, somebody wanted to come back and say, I'm really sorry. No, let your conscience hold you there. I don't need that negativity and putting that into my head, because the thing with cancer that I do believe is stress does lead into cancer as well. So, you know, with this situation with Biden, I think he was under a lot of pressure and a lot of stress, and the battle with Trump wouldn't have helped at all. So that's... Let me clear my conscience and put that out there so nobody can put something on me. But I think when it's with families, it's slightly different, because, you know, if you have a family argument or whatever, I think the rest of the family will get involved and say, OK, let's try and pull together for the family.
Well, sometimes, Cole, there's
different.
You know, other people sometimes might emotionally make you feel like, oh, come on, I know you've fallen out, but it's your dad or it's your sister or it's your, you know, now's not the time, now's the time to put it right. Do you think you should always do that?
I think it's up to the individual. The thing is, if you're somebody that holds grudges or holds, you know, anger and all that, it's very hard for you to let go. You know, Linda was very, you know, as much as I loved her, she did hold a grudge against people. She had a list of people that she never wanted to see. And I remember when she passed away, I thought, please, God, don't turn up at a funeral, because I don't know what I'm going to do, because she'll...
Did she say to you, if so-and-so turns up, kick them out?
She had I knew the people that she'd fallen out with and didn't like, and I was thinking, oh, please don't turn up. But I personally, you know, when my sister Bernie died, me and Anne and Denise hadn't spoken for 4 years. And the first time we spoke was at Bernie's funeral, because it's things like that that make you go, what are we doing? Life is just too short. And also...
Did you almost get to the point you go, can't remember what we even fell out about now?
Well, I could remember it, but it seemed so pathetic. We just lost our sister and we'd had this stupid fallout that just grew and grew and grew. The reason was silly and it just got out of hand, but... You know, it was moments like that as a family where you go, it is too short. Yeah. And I don't know, when Linda passed away, I had my family had a lot of people get in touch who I'd never met, I'd never spoken to, you know, whether it was members of the public or other celebrity people that I'd never really met, but maybe Linda had, they all got in touch, and I cannot tell you how much that meant to me. There wasn't one moment where I thought, well, I don't even know you. Why are you getting in touch? It was just, it helped us, me personally, and definitely I know my family. It helped us so much.
I think it's different if you don't know somebody and you've got no reason to be upset with them. But I mean, what Colin's saying, I've said to Tanisha just last week, I've given her a list of people, do not let them come anywhere near you because they were negative towards me, and I don't want that on her. So I see nothing wrong with making that list.
You've literally said,
yes, I have. Yes,
here's my blacklist. If anything happens to me,
it's really weird we're speaking about this because I spoke to her about it at the weekend.
Really?
That one, no. That one, no.
Oh, and also, just to let you know,
there's a lot of no. No. Well, I just don't want her taking that on. And what I have found is there are people that can come out of the woodwork and say, oh, yes, me and your... You know, I had that. People coming out and saying, oh, me and your mum were good friends. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. Don't lie. Just to get free food. No.
Can I just say, you know who you are.
Getting loads of messages at the end of the show.
Something completely different. Brexit. Does it make you groan? Oh. Well, some people are saying, you know, news about the word Brexit is back in the news because Prime Minister Keir Starmer, he's hosting the first UK-EU summit today, apparently pushing to reset the relationship with Britain's largest trading partner to boost our economy. Now, some people are saying this is Starmer getting back into bed with the EU after a majority vote meant that we left the EU. Do you care? Are you fed up hearing about it? Do you understand it? Are you following the story? I'm looking at you. No, you don't.
You can see the enthusiasm.
Today, honestly, if you just said to me, just bet a year's salary on what person in our room today will go, I don't care, I would have said Colleen. But no, I was wrong.
I only wish I had my glasses.
No,
I'm not. I don't know. I'm not interested in the political side of it, really. I should be, but I don't know enough about it, and there's no point in me trying to pretend I do. What I do feel at the moment is a terrible feeling of unease in the whole country and other countries and how they feel about us. Eurovision proved that at the weekend. We are not liked, guys. And so my instinct was, I kind of want to be part of the EU again because the world feels so unsafe to me at the moment, and I feel our country's very alone. And for me, it's about, guys, let's make friends now because it's getting to a stage where we're going to need as many friends as we can possibly get. So it was the first time where it came on telly this morning. I was watching GMB, and normally I go, ugh, news, whatever. But today I actually stopped and sat in the bed and watched it all because I was...
Because you're interested.
I was interested, but maybe not for the reasons they were talking about.
Yes.
You know what I mean? About trading and all of that. I was just thinking... I just might feel a bit safer if we've got more of the EU behind us, because at the moment I just feel
isolated
and isolated.
Yeah.
But then if you look at the economies of France and Germany, they're not doing terribly well. If you talk to people in business, there are different views, very much like when we were asked to vote about Brexit. And so many of us didn't really totally, fully understand it. I remember watching every debate, every TV show at the time, and there would be very, very clever people saying we should stay in for this reason. I'd go, oh, yep. And this is why we should leave. Another very clever person.
Exactly.
And I would be in the middle going, oh, God,
we
I don't know
also
which
had,
one.
remember, the big bus.
Yes.
Which sold it to, excuse me, a lot of people. You know, we will be injecting £350,000 a week into the NHS. That sold it for a lot of people, and that never happened. And I think that our views now, I'm like Colleen, I'm no political person, but it's how it's affected me and mine. My husband is an artist who sells abroad. It has been hugely detrimental and chaotic for him. And also, not necessarily my son personally, who is a musician, but it has ruined the career of so many musicians in this country, stopping them being able to tour. You know, they can't afford it. And so it's been a real nightmare for a lot of people in my industry. So I think you look at it as to how it's affected you.
How it's affected you, how it's affected your family. And for every person that says it affected them badly, there will be another person, business, saying it's been great for us. The shackles have been lifted, we can trade where we like. So it's very difficult. Listen, we don't absolutely know 100% all the details of what they're talking about, what they're agreeing to, which is another big question mark for me. I'm sure we will be talking about it again.
Well, I don't think Keir Starmer knows what he's agreeing to.
I've said my piece every day.